Formula 1 returns to Silverstone for round 11 of the 2019 season for the British Grand Prix, a race with it which brings some big news in terms of the driver market. And it's that Pierre Gasly, after the last race, has been dropped now from Red Bull after his poor performance last time out, a race in which Max Verstappen took victory with Gasly finishing only in P7. However, this move has been met with mainly negative criticism, as before that race Gasly and Verstappen have been fairly evenly matched for race finishes, and Gasly's replacement now at Red Bull is Alex Albon, which brings with itself a whole load more controversy. Gasly though, once the lights went green for practice 1, was straight out of the garage, as he now has to try and adapt now back to a car and a team which he never thought he'd be driving for again. As he looks to try and match now his new teammate Nico Kari in the Toro Rosso. Toyota come to this race with a new look, and some new upgrades as well for the front wing, as they now ditch the Pink Panther scheme in for more favour now of a sticker bomb livery over a black paint scheme, as Lewis Hamilton looks to take victory on home ground. Williams also come to this race with a small upgrade package. Nothing too major though, some more aero upgrades towards the rear of the car, as both drivers once again look to consolidate themselves with a good finish, targeting inside the top 6 for both drivers from the race. Ferrari also rushed forward some upgrades that they were planning to bring and test next week during the only mid-season test. However, if the team want to secure a lowly 4th place in the Constructors, they need to work on their reliability as soon as possible. Nico Kari was also out early in practice to make a statement and prove why he should have been the one promoted, as coming into the season he was the surefire number 1 at Toro Rosso, and up to this point he was having a much better season than Alex Albon. Alex though, of course, undoubtedly relishing this opportunity that he's been given now to drive for the senior team, and he's looking to get pretty decently up to speed with the car, with Christian Horner targeting a top 8 finish for the tyre driver come race day. A shell-shocked Pierre Gasly could only manage 20th and last place in qualifying, and a poor lap from Rio Haryanto sees the Indonesian join the Frenchman on the back row. Nico Kari starts from 18th place, but crucially would beat Pierre Gasly, and he's joined on row 9 by Nico Hülkenberg in the Renault. Giovinazzi with the final driver knocked out in Q1 in P16. A poor lap from Kobayashi sees the Japanese driver start only from 15th place. Being all BMW powered row 7, with Lance Stroll starting from 14th place, and the Haas showing some good speed in qualifying. However, Rocky Kubica could be doing with a lot more speed in the race. Jean-Eric Vergne starts from inside the points places from P12, and Josh Taylor just misses out on a place in the top 10, starting from 11th. One of the home favourites, Lando Norris, starts from P10 in the McLaren, and a great lap from Colton Herta sees the American start from 9th as the lead Haas. In all German row 4, Sebastian Vettel starting 8th in the Ferrari, and Mick Schumacher lead Williams, starting from P7. George Russell returns to his usual grid position of P6. He's joined on row 3 by fellow former F2 champion Charles Leclerc. Alex Albon in his first outing for Red Bull will have a great qualifying to take his personal best in Formula 1 so far from 4th, with Lewis Hamilton starting from 3rd. This would leave Daniel Kvyat to just miss out on pole position by half a tenth of a second, with honours for that going to Max Verstappen in the Red Bull Honda. Hey guys, Renault here. Welcome back to the F1 UniONE career, this time from round 11 here, the British Grand Prix, the home race for pretty much all of the teams, and quite a few drivers on the grid this year. Lastly, it was just me and Hamilton for the Battle of the Brits, but we also got Norris and George Russell in there as well, and Hamilton starting from P3. I really like this livery actually, the sticker bomb look to the Toyota. But Pierre Gasly though, he's not going to like the look of his new car, since it's a Toro Rosso, and he's a lot further back than where he's become accustomed to so far in this season. And then we've got Jean-Eric Vergne starting alongside us on row 6, so all drivers champion row 6, so that could be pretty interesting off the start. But still though, that is not, the issue there is not going to be laid to rest for some time. But Verstappen though went about the business, did what he had to do to take pole position. Ahead then of Daniel Kvyat, the two former teammates from last season, and for a few years actually, those two. Everyone though manages to get away from the early, so Gasly at least can actually take part in the Grand Prix. And Verstappen though, pole position, exactly what he needs to do. Just wants to try and build off his momentum from winning last time out at Austria. And of course, Daniel Kvyat and Lewis Hamilton are right behind him, two of the championship contenders, especially with Schumacher down in 7th. So Schumi there with a bit of work to do in this race if he doesn't want to lose too many points in the championship. Also Alex Albon though, he's been targeted a top 8 finish in this race. He's only from P4, it's a great qualifying for him. But it seems the Red Bull car usually does do better in qualifying than what it does in the races. And then we've got Robbie Kubica way down the order in I think he's 15th place, somewhere near there. There's not been a good qualifying at all there for him. He's only from P13. But Pierre Gasly though, last place on the grid. You gotta feel sorry for him. I mean, he was only like what 10 or so points behind Verstappen, and Verstappen just managed to drag the car up to the win last time. But now it's looking back to us now, starting from P11 right up the gearbox of Lando Norris already. We're not even started racing yet, and we're already really close to our fellow Brit. McLaren, I mean Hamilton had a bit of a mare, but they brought fuel grades back at France to improve their efforts at qualifying, and Norris seems to be making it work anyway. And coming to the far red light for the start of the British Grand Prix. Lights out, and away you go. That's a really short hold actually. Bit of wheel spin there, but Verstappen looks like a good start. He's actually going to be clearing to turn 1, so it looks. And then we've got the usual midfield mayhem behind him. Verstappen's already got a massive lead there with Daniel Kvyat, so Kvyat did not get a good start there at all. And we've got Mick Schumacher there just holding back now behind Norris, and actually one of the Haas there, Colton Herta. So well, actually no, that's Robbie Kubica. You can't really tell from the distance which Williams is which. This way you've got Norris and Herta side by side, the Brit and the American. The Haas is going to be faster in a straight line, but the McLaren is the better car overall. And it's going to be able to run now down into the next corner. It's going to be Colton Herta with the inside line. But Norris though is going to try and hold you around the outside line. And you've got side by side up in front as well between Sebastian Vettel and George Russell, who I think has lost a place or two there from the start. So the Mercs not getting off the line well at all. And Vettel there just tries cleaning around the outside line of George Russell. Just wanting to do well in his home race since he's not even the lead Brit. I mean, there's definitely a national honours at stake there. Then we've got behind us, we just got Lawrence Stroll there, just managing to make a move there on one of the Renaults then of Hulkenberg. I think I guess Hamilton is still there. We're actually with our teammate Giovinazzi as well, so that was a Conqueror. We actually know that he's the Alfa Romeo of ourselves and actually make it side by side with there. So Stroll's definitely making moves then at the start then of this Grand Prix. Going through the next corner now, and everything's actually going okay so far actually. And it's still got side by side action there behind as well. We've got KBS now looking to try and bring himself now back into things in this fight now. So side by side running out the line of the Renault, which then turns to the inside for the next corner under braking, and he managed to move the Renault there, just more backed off, realising that the newly coloured Toyota car, it's not a pink car anymore, so he might have took a bit of a while to realise what car it was. I mean, from the front the Renault looks like a completely black car as well, so that could get a little bit confusing, depending on the camera angle. He's almost running off the track, just trying to force the car through. We're still just trying to overdrive the car really, and we've missed that corner there completely as well. This car takes a while to get the tyres and that up to temperature anyway, so the first few laps of the race are never the best for us, but Kubica is going to get past us anyway. Stroll behind us though, that he is a driver that we definitely need to stay ahead of. And now then we've got Robbie Kubica now, our teammate from the last season, and actually a teammate for a while, like 2.5 seasons. But to be on the back then of Colton Herta in the Haas. And you think, since he's in the BMW Junior team, he's going to get out of the way fairly quickly. We've seen though the Haasses do seem to be pretty reluctant to actually do that at times. Now Kubica though pulls the inside line then off Colton Herta, and going to keep it side by side over the inside line, and he's going to keep the pad around the outside line. That's really nerve-taking for Kubica there, getting rather impatient behind the back then of the American, and well, you can see why, because he shouldn't. The Haas is not a car which should be competing with the Williams. Especially not when there's championship. Well, championship points are not for but the points matter more for Williams than what they do for Haas. And then we pull to the inside line then of Colton Herta, and this should be a pretty simple move for Robbie Kubica down the straight into the next corner, into the right-hander here. But Colton Herta is going to try and keep it at least around the outside line, but surely he's not going to be able to do that with that car. Actually, he proved me wrong. He's kept it through side by side into the next corner, almost contact there between two of them, just managed to avoid it. So great driving there from both of them, honestly. To actually managed to make that work there on the next corner, and Kubica finally managed to make the move stick there on Colton Herta, but it's definitely a lot of fight, that American, proving why he was runner-up in the Indy Lights Championship last year, and honestly I think would have won that championship if he hadn't actually broken his thumb. He's still competing with a broken thumb and finishing second in the championship. That is still some going there from the American. Now then, he's still going to be DRS there. That won't be activated until the next lap, I don't think. Which, has he got it now? No, yes, he actually is lap 3 of the race now. So Colton Herta with the DRS, so he could actually try and come back at Kubica. Actually, they've got action there further behind. You've got Stroll And Kobayashi now doing a battle now. Kobayashi trying to hold it around the outside line. Stroll though with the inside can try and force out the Japanese driver, but you try and keep it around the outside line. Stroll actually can get pinched the apex. So look at that brilliant run off the corner. That just shows the difference in downforce levels between those two cars. I mean, the Toyota is not the most downforce heavy car itself, but compared to the Haas, which I think might be the least, with the car with the least downforce really on the grid. We're going to start outside now then with Giant Vern, the 2017 Drivers' World Champion, through Magnussen Beckett's complex now, side by side still. So Vern's going to give him a show once again, just taking his nose in, but Vern just gets the power down, keeps in there around the outside line, also gets DRS still, so he was within a second of someone. And once again, actually no, Colin Ho has just re-overtaken the BMW Williams with Robbie Kubica, so team orders at Haas have clearly gone out the window, and well, I think this might be Colin Ho advertising himself to the Williams team for next season, honestly, because Kubica's future is not guaranteed. As no driver's future is ever completely guaranteed. He may have a contract, but that didn't really mean anything. But now we've got Kobayashi now going side by side with ourselves now into turn 1 and trying to hold it there around the outside line, but ultimately there's never really much point fighting Kamui there because he's in a faster car, especially with they brought upgrades for this race, did Toyota for the front wing. And Alpha, we still got the same car as we had last time, and I'm trying to think, when's the last time we brought upgrades to the car? I mean, we had a few at Spain, I think that actually might be the last time we did, so yeah, we had the same car for a while now, so... No, we've still got the DRS, so straight on speed is not going to be a problem with the car. Once again, we've got Kubica and Herta going side by side in front, going absolutely hammer and song there between those two. Something has happened between those two to be going at it as much as they are, because that should not be happening. And then that's allowing Kobayashi to get in the mix though, behind the back of these two. And then we've got Jean-Luc Verne up for company then behind the back of us now. Kobayashi going to be looking very interesting in the back there with Colin Herta down this into Magnussen Beckett's, but through here there's going to be nothing there that he can do to make a move stick. Now we should try and keep the car through, because now that our tyres are up to temperature now, because it's lap 4, you still got to use the freshness of these tyres, use the good grip to try and keep with these faster cars, for now at least anyway. Because there's, I mean we're not finding these faster cars, but there's still slower cars that we are racing in front of us, so we need to try and keep them for when they slow each other up. And now Kobayashi can try and go around the outside line, do what Herta did with Kubica a few laps ago. Also going to make the mistake going to the corner here there. He knows to back off that time, so I think you definitely don't want to cook his tyres too much, because the Haas is a car that struggles with tyre wear. They do often plummet like stones really, so I mean you're a bit conflicted there, because you want to fight because you want to keep position, but then that just ruins your tyres even more, so playing the waiting game really might actually be the way to go if you're a Haas driver. Then we've still got Conor Header right behind the back then. Oh, the Toyota coming in from massive tyre on the inside line though, catch her napping. We're going to make away on the inside line. I think there may have been a little bit of contact made there between the two of us. But we managed to barge our way through. I don't think we got any damage. I don't know if her got any damage from that or not. Now then, Darius is going to try and come back so with that good straight line speed. Has a look into the corner, but he's a bit miffed about the move that we just made. But we made it stick. And I'm not seeing any damage on Her's car, so I think pride may be high in that one. They definitely quite nothing. They focus too much on the cars in front and definitely not enough on the cars behind. Okay, with the great run, they now pull to the inside line of the Williams with Kubica. Going to keep it side by side still. But Kubica there with the racing line, keeps it side by side here, around the outside line, makes the move stick. Well, he tries to, he still keeps it at least side by side here with the Kobayashi. But I think Kobayashi made the move stick. I'm not seeing him side by side, and the way he's taking the apex is there. And yeah, actually, this looks really rather pedestrian. So I think got some kind of damage. No, we've got a VSC called out, and all 20 cars are still going. So I don't really know why this VSC got called, but now at least we can save fuel, save some ERS as well, so we can actually take a moment to actually just recharge things. Well, quite literally with the battery. I think that really rather ruined their Kubica's momentum, because that might just be Kobayashi now just going off into the distance now. He's managed to get past Robert. Now then, taking a look at a replay of why the VSC got called out. We've got, well, this is the fight that we've just seen, so nothing happened in front of us. There has to be something behind here. We've got Sabatini with Stroll and our teammate Giovinazzi, and Giovinazzi, Stroll just loses the rear of the car, and well, we split into the old pit lane, but that is a really fast part of the track, so yeah, I can see why the VSC got called out for that one, honestly. I mean, it was a bit of a half-hearted attempt really from Stroll. He should have kind of like backed out of it, but at least he can keep going in the race though. I don't know if he's got any damage or not. I can't see from this camera angle, but I think he's going okay. So The only thing lost is a load of places. The battle up front, we've got Daniel Kvyat here, still behind Max Verstappen, so these two really have managed to have just break away from everyone else. Really, they've had some great pace, these two, it seems. And they really are just breaking away now then from the rest of the field. And it's going to be Daniel Kvyat now then, with the DRS as well, on the back of Max Verstappen. Going down the straight, you're going to pull there to the inside line and use that good AMG power compared to the improved Honda power, but still doesn't seem to be good enough in a straight line compared to the Mercedes brand, the AMG branded Mercedes engine in the back of the Merc. So it's definitely encouraging signs there from Honda and Red Bull. They're finally managed to get on top of the car, and they're up here to fight now on a legitimate basis. And well, if you gave Max Verstappen, I think if you gave him the Haas car, he'd still be able to drag it into the points just with the nature of his driving. He's really aggressive driving style there for Verstappen. Through the corners, you can see he's keeping here still with the Mercedes, so still I think it's just a typical Red Bull car. Good through the corners, not so good down the straights. Verstappen though with the DRS now to try and come back at Danny Kvyat. I mean, he is actually gaining, so imagine that Honda engine turned up. Probably not to the maximum, but definitely more than what it would normally be. And through the corners, and, I mean, through these medium speed corners, there's not really a whole lot you can gain through there, but there's still time to be found. Now then this next straight, the old start-finish straight, nothing Verstappen can do here. He's going to have to stay behind Daniel Kvyat now for the time being. And through Max and Becker, if you can get a good run through the high-speed stuff, which should suit the Red Bull and should suit Verstappen's driving style completely as well. Now coming through here, I think Verstappen is getting a little bit. It's not really too much. I think these cars and the drivers are just so evenly matched in these two cars. Verstappen with the DRS, and this time he's not gaining, so with the engine not turned up, he's got with it. He takes having the DRS to actually keep himself in play behind Daniel Kvyat, so he's not be able to do that lap after lap after lap, running on higher engine mode. So I hate to say it, but I think Daniel Kvyat might just run away with this one now he's got the lead. Now then, we've got Lewis Hamilton, I think, into the pit lane. I can't quite know. It's one of the Toyotas, I know that much, from the sticker bomb livery. Now they're going on to a set then of the medium tyres then to go to the end of the Grand Prix. I think it's a bit early though to make stop, so unless they're thinking the undercut might actually be worth a lot here, and it is indeed the Toyota then of Lewis Hamilton, so the pit stop phase definitely looks to be underway. Didn't see anyone else coming in there, so Toyota here might be calling the shots, bringing Hamilton early, and then force the rest of the pit lane to actually react to that then as well. Of course he's going to come out in dead last place since he's the first car to actually make a stop. And then you've actually got him again. You've got the two Toros now who are doing a battle. I can't tell which one's which, but either way, it looks like they're going to be placing something now. Pulls to the inside line. And going to try and make the move stick. And that's a piss easy move that was. Although the other one tries to fight back though into the corner, but there's nothing they can do about it. So I don't know which one's in front of which, but they've swapped places either way. And now then, on to lap 11, so nearly at the halfway stage. We're in P11, so not really a whole lot happening for us really after the start of your lap. So if I go to the pit crew, then we'll be boxing at the end of this lap. But it is now Kobayashi in front of us, so at some point Kubica has managed to re-overtake him, so that's pretty much the only thing that happened. And then we've got quite a gap behind to Jean-Eric Vergne in the final points place currently in the Renault. I imagine once we've all stopped, Hamilton will be back in front, so all this is actually where we are on correction. We should be in P12. And can I show you, still got Kobayashi looking very interesting there in the back of the Williams in front of him. I mean, it's Toyota, the Williams, and Red Bull. Honestly, the top four teams, kind of the Ferraris on their days, well, all seem very evenly matched. Into the pits, under braking well, this is such a slow pit lane. Both in terms of the actual speed of the car, and it's just so long as well. Mainly because it's so slow. But yeah, this is the longest pit lane in terms of time at least. I don't think it's the longest in terms of distance. I don't really know. I can't actually think what that one would be. I mean, there's definitely longer ones than this. Now then, we're going now onto a set of the medium tyres, ourselves, which will take us then to the end of the race. I think everyone's doing this strategy, so since everyone started on the soft tyres, no one thinking to do the alternative strategy of this race, seeing that it's probably just going to be too slow. You'll be too slow at the start, lose a load of time. And then have to try and fight to get it back, so it doesn't seem like the alternative strategy is the way to go for this time, so they're going to rejoin back on the track behind Kobayashi, of course, since we came in behind him. and then lead Jones. I think we've gained a little bit of time actually. We definitely look to be closer than what we were, so a good pit lane sequence from ourselves and our team as well. And that puts us out then in P16, so there's only a few cars in front of us yet stock to be all of the other guys, so we could actually be on for a fairly good position actually. At least, well, top 12 minimum, obviously that's where I want to be, because that's where we deserve to be, honestly. But yeah, actually we're still getting on the back of Kirch's. Maybe Camille's not really enjoying the medium house. I mean, it's still going to take a while for our cars to get the tyres at its temperature as well, as it just always is with the car design that we've gone for at Alfa Romeo. Well, for what Sauber would have gone for, and what Alfa have stuck with. And we're really getting though on the back of Kobayashi is really not enjoying those medium tyres. And actually, he might have some kind of car issue actually. There's no way he should be going this slow. We've seen the pace that he had before. Well, yeah, we actually keep with him, so the pace in this Alfa is actually pretty good. And now, side by side then with Kobayashi, you can try and make a move on down the straight, and put out in front of you into the corners. It's such an easy move. I mean, this Alfa is so quick in a straight line. I think it might be one of the quickest cars besides the Toyota in that, so it's definitely up there in terms of straight line speed. And straight line speed, I'd take a car at straight line speed over better cornering every day, because through the corners, you can't really do a whole lot in terms of attacking. In terms of defending, yeah, but attacking you can't really do too much, and in straight line speed, you don't even need to try them. Your car's just going to be naturally fast in a straight line. And in that corner though, just managing to defend ourselves there from Kamui Kobayashi, and in front of us now then is actually Robert Kubica, I think. Yeah, that's Robert there in his Williams. So he's managed to actually get the overcut there on Kobayashi and ourselves. I mean, with us fighting like we have been, that is honestly what saved Kubica there, because I think otherwise we would have probably passed the Williams if me and Kobayashi hadn't actually been fighting like we were. So that puts us into P11 themselves. Right, we were in P12. Well, we would have been if we were still behind Kobayashi. So we're back where we were. The Hamilton with his early stops come out in front of us, but now can we actually try and make a move on Kubica as well? Because he seems to be struggling, because of course our tyres are a bit more up to temperature than what Roberts are. And we're once again, yeah, we look at that, we're getting with such good speed now through this part of the lap. And then through the Magnussen Beckett sector. We're all over the back here then of that Williams. We've got so much more speed than that, which is actually a really surprising statement to say. Alfa Romeo having much better speed through anything really than a BMW Williams. With the DRS gaining on the back of our former teammate, going to pull to the inside line of Kubica into the braking zone as well. Going to go late on the brakes. We just managed to make it through there, stick up the inside line, managed to block off Kubica as well. So now then, up into the top 10, and then next up is a fellow Brit, now then Lando Norris in the McLaren, and Lando is the lead car that we should be fighting in this race, I think. I don't think there's anyone higher up. And Norris are the midfield cars that we're fighting anyway. Although we've got Kubica trying to go around the outside line himself, that's not going to work out surely. And Kubica, he has to admit defeat and back off there. I mean, a valiant effort there from Robert, but that was never really on that kind of move around the outside line. I mean, maybe if I was in something like a Manor from 2016 or something, then I could see it working then. Moving a bit further on, looking just a bit further up front here, we've got the Ferrari then of Sebastian Vettel behind the Toyota then of Lewis Hamilton. So Hamilton with his early stops, doesn't like it's working out too well for him. We've only got Vettel. We're going to try and make a move on Hamilton, going to pull to the inside line of the 2008 champion. Keep it outside of the Hamilton, which then has the inside line for the next corner. Vettel's going to try and stick it around the outside line. Don't know if he's going to get into there. A bit of contact there maybe between two of them. A bit more contact made there. And going now out the corner. Still going to be sabotaged through the Hamilton there, keeping his way up the inside line. Vettel getting forced out the inside line once again. Vettel getting squeezed so much at Hamilton, getting very aggressive. And then right into this corner, side by side still between the two of them. And Vettel going to try and sweep it around the outside line. Easy, no way he's going to make that stick. Still side by side still. Into the Max now, and back in sector now, side by side still. There's 6 championship teams and Vettel with a brilliant move. Finally managed to make that move stick. That was brilliant driving there from Vettel. I mean, fearless driving as well to keep it there up the inside line. We were getting contact and squeezed off onto the grass almost. But think about it, between those two drivers there, 6 world titles, and that is just showing why why they're both championship winning drivers with the kind of driving display that they both showed there. Can Hamilton try and come back? Well, that fight though, it's brought Charles Leclerc into play actually, so I'm pretty sure that fight is not over yet. And now they're following on board now, further back. With the Toro Rosso then of Nico Kari in the Toro Rosso, right up behind the back then of Colton Herta in the Haas, and these two drivers started nowhere near each other, and now they're right together on track, because once again, seems to be as it always is, the Haas, it just plummets like a stone in race conditions. I don't know what it is with that car, but there's something, it's just not working with it. I mean, they've got good pace in qualifying, seeing Stroll 14th, Herta in 9th, so there is raw pace in the car, but something about the tyres, something is just not working in race trim. And then we've got Kari up the inside line, making the move stick, or at least trying to. And Condaher can try and hold it around the outside line, which will then turn to the inside for the next corner. And now there's going to be contact between these two. Looks like they're keeping it locked in and get pinched to the apex. And Kari then just drives cleanly around the outside line of the Haas. And now then Her's going to have the train on speed to try and come back then. And Nika Kari though into the corner. Though he sticks behind, now we've got Hulk then side by side. The team of Giovinazzi, but Gio just managed to hold it around the outside line. And behind these two, you've got Pierre Gasly, who's not in last place. I think that is still Lance Stroll, since he's nowhere to be seen in this camera shot. Although he could be in front, I don't know. But this is a whole training. These are all fighting. This is just for pride. Honestly, this is what all these guys are fighting for. Now Hergo trying to go in the outside line, and Nika Kari trying to repass the Finn into the corner. He makes the move there. Use that good straight line speed from that BMW engine over the Honda. And this fight is just purely for pride between all of these guys, Gio and Hulk as well. He did not have a good qualifying. A bit of a lockout there though from the Haas. Now then, on to lap 20. Quite a bit further on. We're now catching up to the back of Lando Norris in the McLaren, and we've pulled away a little bit from Kubica, and then Kubica just dropped off the face of the earth. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, that confirms it that Kubica did have some kind of problem with his car. Anyway, we went 2 tenths quicker there through the first sector, so definitely finding something. Even I don't know, 9 laps on these tyres? No, we don't have 9 laps yet, something like that. Not far off on these tyres, so his medium tyre definitely holding up well on this car. Really been gaining on the back of Lando Norris. I mean, Norris, he's scored a podium so far this season, but we've also got a win. And now we're going side by side still with Lando Norris. 3 Max and He's going to sweep it around the outside line. Norris is still going to try and hold you through there. We go all over the curbing. Honestly, I don't want to sound like I got a massive ego here, but that was a brilliant move from ourselves. I mean, a move like that in an Alfa Romeo, just sending it, just let the stamp and send it on the inside line of Lando Norris. But Norris though, with the DRS, they're going to try and come back to stage to the corner. We've got that move covered off, and that is just a visual, like, that is just like another thing I have to say, but that just shows why I'd always have a car which with straight line speed over one which is better through the corners, but is naff in a straight line. And Norris there is still going to try and get over the inside line. You're going to give him space, pinches the apex though, and once again you have to force him into defeat. He's not side by side with us, so there's no way that's going to work out. So up now into P9. I think that might be the maximum we can get, although Alex Albon is just up the road in front of us, and there's a car in front of him which looks to be one of the Mercedes. I think that's George Russell, so you never know. I could actually try and overtake those two, you know, with how close those two are. I mean, at least, well, Albon is on the hard tyres as well, so we're going to have a pace advantage. He's going to have a better tyre wear than what we do. But Albon, though, they're targeting a top 8 finish for him for this weekend, and he's delivering on that so far, so it's going well for him. Moving further on, looking at the McLaren of Rio Haryanto, and oh no, his engine's gone! Blown engine there, I think, or something has gone bang in the back of his car. Probably the engine to be smoking like that, maybe the turbo, but something that shouldn't be doing that is doing that. And home Grand Prix as well for McLaren. I mean, it hasn't been a good weekend for Haryanto, starting in 19th place. Wasn't really anywhere in this Grand Prix, honestly. And that's it, come to a premature end there for the Indonesian. But now then, further on from that, back up to the fight up front, and Max Verstappen is somehow now leading the Grand Prix again, with Daniel Kvyat right up in it. I don't know when, it must be in the pit stop phase, is there anything I can think of? But now then, actually coming on now to lap Lance Stroll. I'm sorry for this, Lance Stroll. There's definitely some kind of damage to that car, to that contact with Giovinazzi. I don't know if he did actually hit the wall or something. But credit where it's due, he's in last place, but they've not given up. They've left him out, and now Verstappen going under heavy fire though from the Mercedes there of Daniel Kvyat. Of course, one of the championship contenders. Of course, Verstappen, it maybe if the Red Bull was this good earlier on, could have been in the title fight, but he's just be all about race wins now for this season. Of course, in that fight with Ferrari for 4th place in the constructors, which I'm sure after last season neither team would be thinking that 4th place would be the highest that they could get. Now then, with the DRS now for the back. Off Daniel Kvyat's car, we're getting here loads on Max Verstappen coming down into the corner. He's going to pull to the inside line of Max Verstappen and keep it outside. These two got so much history now, so much exists in this battle. He's so personal as well, but Verstappen uses that good, flexes that chassis and aero to hold it around the outside line of Daniel Kvyat. So some great driving there from both of these two drivers. Around the finish line. I don't think this is the final lap. And they're cleaning up now, and well, we're still going. It could be another lap at least. I think there's another 2 laps of this race left, and Kvyat to the inside line once again. He got some game momentum there, can force that off Verstappen. That was a godly run off the final corner there. Verstappen, I assure you, even Verstappen had no idea that was going to happen there. You're going to bargain with this is. I can see this ending in tears, honestly. I mean, Kvyat now, he's upping the ante now. He's making this so much more personal than what this fight already is between these two. And Verstappen there with the DRS once again, going to try to come back now. Then down to Kvyat though, up the inside line into the next corner. Still inside, but Kvyat still trying to hold it around the outside line, which turn the inside. But Verstappen there, use that good cornering ability now of the Red Bull. They've finally got on top of the car, it seems. We've seen that Austria, kind of a flukish win really, so it's a bit of a power track. I don't really know how Verstappen did that with this track. There's no doubting he's going. Once again, down to Kvyat coming back. At Verstappen now, side by side here. Around the outside line, once again, Verstappen just able to keep it there around the outside line. The inside is not really where you want to be around that corner, unless you're already in front, that is. But still, side by side now, through Magnus and back here between down to Kvyat. And now Verstappen with the outside line, going to try to keep it, but once again, Kvyat keeps his nose in over the inside line. Verstappen there managed to get the momentum there off of the corner, and he also, this could be a decided factor in the outcome of this race. Verstappen also has the DRS because he was behind the detection point. And that was, I'm sure that was not at all in Daniel Kvyat's game plan whatsoever. Good view here from the nose of the Red Bull now coming now into the braking zone. Once again, Verstappen hits that apex beautifully, and the next one as well. Yeah, it's a great line there as well from Max Verstappen. Now to go now then to the start finish line. And one more time round, coming on now to the final lap of the Grand Prix. It's all or nothing now. Kvyat, Verstappen are going to be running absolute maximum power engine modes now for this. And now then into the first sector, when you through here once again, nothing that either driver can do. This is whether the Red Bull had the advantage, but that Mercedes is no slouch through the corners either. I mean, Kvyat almost took pole, so these two, they've been the class of the field all weekend. Now to Kvyat with the DRS once again, and he's gaining so much here on Verstappen. Is he going to try and go for a move on the inside line? He is going to stay inside Verstappen, leaves the door open. He invites him there up the inside line, but he's got the momentum to keep it through. Kvyat wasn't quite far enough up, but that just shows the difference in speed between a turned up Merc engine and a not turned up Honda engine. But maybe that's tactical for Verstappen. He knew the gap, he knew what the gap was, and he's saving his DRS, saving his engine modes, his battery power for one final defence from the Merc down to Kvyat. These two, I don't even know who's in third place. You can't even see them, they're so far behind. These two, they just left the field for dead in this race. And through Magnus and Beckett now for the final time. Daniel Kvyat's got one opportunity left, and he's down this next straight if he wants to win the British Grand Prix. But one of these two drivers, unless they take each other out, is going to win it. Now then, the DRS is gaining on the back though of Max Verstappen, but he's not getting off though. He pulls to the inside line of Max Verstappen, side by side now through this corner. It's still almost contact between the two of them. It's not getting intense. Verstappen sweeps it through. Verstappen keeps himself in the lead of the British Grand Prix. Only a few more corners left to go. I think they've avoided contact. Unless he gets a puncture right now, it should be Verstappen's now. Looking up now to the finish line. Max Verstappen wins the British Grand Prix, and that, honestly, that has to be one of the fights, one of the great fights ever. Honestly, these two, they've been at it all race long. 26 laps of this, and honestly, that is supreme driving from both of them, from Daniel Kvyat and Max Verstappen. Honestly, whichever of those two drivers won the race would have deserved it so much. Looking at us though, we're in P9. We've actually caught up to the two for them fighting like they are, but it's still Albon in front of us. Over the line, P9. I mean, that was a good race from ourselves. Starting from where we started, up 2 places, but we finished lead of the midfield cars, which is what we need to do in the Alfa Romeo car. I mean, honestly, we're never going to be winning races like you were back at France on a legitimate basis. But Christian Horner celebrating 2 out of 2 wins there, or I say 2 for 2. For Max Verstappen, that is by far his best drive, and Kvyat, that is by far Kvyat's best drive as well. Those two, I mean, enormous. I mean, there's so much at stake, but enormous respect between those two after the time they spent as teammates. Taking a look at the end results, and Max Verstappen takes the victory by half a second, and also takes fast lap as well from Daniel Kvyat. With Sebastian Vettel getting back on the podium once again to finish in P3, with teammate Charles Leclerc in 4th and Hamilton finishing in P5. Was actually just ahead then in the end of Mick Schumacher in the Williams, with George Russell in 7th and Alex Albon on his first race for Red Bull finishes in 8th. We finish in P9 ahead of Robbie Kubica in 10th, with Norris in 11th and Kobayashi rounding off the point scorers in 12th. Verne finishes in P13, 4 seconds clear then of Nico Kari in the Toro Rosso, who does in the end manage to beat Colin Herta, but only by 0.2 of a second, so that fight went down to the end as well. Hulkenberg finishes in P16, ahead then of our teammate Giovinazzi, with Pierre Gasly in 18th place. Stroll, as we saw, got lapped unfortunately, with Ria Haryanto the only retiree from the race. Onto the driver standings, and all things considered, it was still a good race for Schumi, since he finished just behind Hamilton, so the points difference wasn't too great. He's still 31 points clear then of Lewis Hamilton, and Daniel Kvyat now is only 1 point behind Hamilton, so the Russian really bringing himself now back into play. Charles Leclerc remains in 4th place, but he's now then only 6 points clear of Max Verstappen, after he takes his second win on the bounce. George Russell now then drops down into 6th place, 10 points clear of Robert Kubica. We get back up into 8th, we're 2 points clear then of Kobayashi, with Sebastian Vettel in P10, with Pierre Gasly in 11th, 13 points clear of Hulkenberg, who rounds off the top 12. Lando Norris is in 13th place with 19 points, 8 points clear of Jean-Eric Vergne, who's joined with Matsushita and Ria Haryanto. Colin Herta is in 17th place on 6 points, who's also joining points then with Stroll and Alex Albon, but on virtue of better result, Herta is in front of Stroll and Albon, and then Kari as well, all of them on 6 points, with Giovinazzi now bottom of the table with 3. Finally now moving on to the constructor standings, and Williams still hold on to the lead. They're 22 points ahead of Mercedes, and Toyota in 3rd, 36 points off, and they're only now 14 points now behind Mercedes. And there's a bit of a gap down then to Ferrari in P4, a gap of pretty much 40 points that is, and then you've got Red Bull only 25 points behind as well, so 50 points later. They're keeping themselves in the fight. There's still that fight for 4th. That's going to go down to the wire, I'm pretty sure. We've got Alfa in P6, 22 points clear of McLaren, and in turn 5 points ahead then of Renault, with Haas in 9th place on 12 points, and Toro Rosso still at the bottom on 7. So remember to vote for your driver of the day with the poll link that will be in the video description. Also check out the wiki for this season as well, that'll be linked down there as well. It's the wiki for this season, past seasons, every single team, every single driver to ever competed since the beginning of this series in 2014. Also, if you've got the F1 game on PC, you can download the 4 modded liveries that I use, they'll be in the description below as well. So you've got the blue Rocket Williams livery, the BWT livery on the Toyota, the SGV Esports livery on the Alfa Romeo, and then the White Bikes Haas livery. That'll be linked down in the description below, so give them a download, use them for yourself as well, you can. So remember to leave a like on this video, leave a comment down below as well, subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Remember to give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram, I would definitely appreciate that as well. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all next time.